How long did it take your brain to rewire pulling guard to obsessing over the top control?
It took longer than it should have. So my first fight, I ended up getting stuck in bottom close guard, and I'm pretty used to being there in jiu-jitsu. MMA, totally different. I was trying to set up triangles. He's just throwing my legs right past him, pounding my face, and I was not focused on getting overhooks or anything, trying to control his posture. I was trying to sweep or throw stuff up that I'm used to doing with jiu-jitsu, and it's not realistic in MMA. So I didn't realize that till about halfway through the first round of my first fight, which is too late. But I was like, this is not jiu-jitsu. This stuff is not going to fly.
Because it could drain punches from inside your guard too.
Yeah.
And standing up is even worse.
Yes, like when they stand up and you're in close guard, trying to hold them down. Yeah.
And you see a lot of MMA fights there. That's what they do. You know how usually we get thought of getting our guard by getting our hips away or standing up.
Mm-hmm.
You can sweep their leg, but no, if you're trying to do that, it's hard for you to try to sweep a leg while you're getting punched in the face.
Punch in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, try to protect yourself. And C-guard, especially C-guard, is not as conventional or useful in MMA as it is in jiu-jitsu. Unless you're good.
Yeah, it's just you can get your face pounded in.
Yeah.
So for these fights, leg locks were not legal, so I just completely threw them out the window anyways. Which, I mean, initially I was hoping that heel hooks would be allowed, so I could start playing with like backside 50-50 or somewhere to be safer. But I think it worked out for the better that they weren't, so I just improved myself.
Yeah. What's his name? Paul Craig has a nice C-guard. Usually sets it up of grabbing both hands. And the setup of the C-guard, instead of going across his chest, it goes up with one arm. So as the guy pulls the arm back, he sets up the triangle immediately. He pulls one arm. But he's freaking nasty. He is used to doing that. He has a nasty guard. He submitted Ankalaev, and that's a light heavyweight. And he fights at 185, Paul Craig. Well, he is a nasty guard. That's one of the few rare events I've seen C-guard that work really good in MMA. But yeah, that transition from, because in jiu-jitsu we get thought of guard pulling is good and stuff like that. But in MMA, it is like a freaking battlefield. Usually they tell you about getting higher ground in battlefield because you have a better shot at winning, of beating the other guy. That's what it's like. Do you feel like that's the same way in MMA?
Absolutely. Because, I mean, if you're on bottom, the person on top has gravity on their side. They're holding you down and punching you. So you're just going to gas out and get yourself hurt if you're not careful.
Yeah. And how do you feel when you got they call that the Dagestani handcuffs, when you can grab the wrist behind the back?
So I've been messing around with that in training. Like, I first figured it out. Nick showed me, like, during cage wrestling, if you can push somebody up against the cage, grab it and pin with your shoulder. And then I was like, oh, wow, I can do this on the ground. Oh, I can do it from close guard. So I've just been playing with that during training. And then I got out there and it just felt like second nature because my arms are kind of long. Just reach behind them, hook on.
You get Gumby arms going.
Yeah.
Pretty good use. That's what came really useful for your game when it came to the baseball grip, baseball choke, in no gi.
Yes.
Those are your go-to?
Yeah, they used to be my go-to. So I'm starting to figure out at like the intermediate and expert level, baseball bat choke is not working. People are not just going to go with it, figuring out if they could just stick an arm in there, it shuts it all down. So I'm starting to like kind of get away from that a little bit and try to work more reliable submissions.